Got a Gottlieb System 3, a Shaq Attaq. This is kind of a typical problem. You see it a lot on Stargate. We've talked about it before, but we're going to go through it again, but this time instead of Stargate we're obviously going to use a Shaq Attaq. Turn the game on, and you get this continual beeping and odd behavior on the dot matrix display. This issue is related to timing and largely has to do with this U11 chip. There are some things that you can try before you replace anything on the game. That is, if you go up to the power supply, there's an adjustable pot right here for the 5 volts. Sometimes if you tweak this pot a little and you turn it, it'll make the display, it'll make the game boot. Let's try it, like right there. See, I turned it up and now the game is in attract mode. The problem with this approach is that it's temporary. Watch, I'll turn the game off, and I'll turn it back on, and we're back. It's doing the same repeat process. So this 5-volt adjustment thing really does not solve any problems. All it's doing is when you're changing the 5-volt level through that trim pot on the power supply, is it's changing the timing that's read by this U11 chip, and you're basically faking the game into booting, but it's hardly a solution. The question is what's the best way to fix this? There are a couple ways. One is to replace the U11 chip here, which is a 74HC123A chip. It has to be that exact flavor of chip. That's one way, but that involves desoldering it from the board. Now I've already got it socketed here as a little demonstration to show you that that repair is potentially a good one, but there's also some other ways. Gottlieb recognized that this was a problem, and what they did is they updated the ROM code. So this is the G-ROM, the U2 G-ROM, and they have this one says game 743/2. So that means 743 is Shaq Attaq. /2 is the version number, or V2. So they actually have a newer version, V5. So I'm going to try plugging in the newest software first to see if that changes this problem. It did on our previous endeavors on the Stargate with the newer version of the ROM, but we'll have to try it here on Shaq Attaq. So our new version 5 Shaq Attaq ROM is installed, and I'll turn the game on and let's see what happens. And again, I haven't changed anything else. So, in theory, it should still be making that repeat beeping unless the software is doing something to compensate for that. And look at that. So, the easy solution here is to change the software. That is, put in the latest ROM revision. That is certainly easier than changing any chips on the board. And just to demonstrate that I haven't pulled any trickery, I will take the version 5 out, and I will put the original version 2 back into the game that we had in there before, and in theory it should do the beeping. Let's see. And it does. So there's your perfect demonstration that new software can fix the problem. But that's not the only way to skin the cat here. So the next approach is to replace the U11 chip. Here's the original one that I took out. So what I've done is I've socketed the U11, put a brand new 74HC123A in there. I still have the original version 2 software in there that was just doing the continual beeping. Now let's turn it on and see if that changes the situation. And yes, it does. So as you can see, there's 2 ways to kill the cat here. That is to either get a new version of the EEPROM there, or replace the U11 chip, or do both. But in either situation, it has fixed the game, in this particular game, the Shaq Attaq, so that it now does work.